know that. I'm a bugger. How you doing?
Pretty good, how are you?
Good. How's it feel to have a camera in your face?
Well, I'm just on my way to my mom's for some lasagna and beans and brown bread.
What's more important, mommy or talking to a pain in the ass blogger that got way too much time on his hand? So what are you doing? I seen you put the sign up.
I'm getting some up. Today and tomorrow are our sign days.
Who are you again?
I'm Corinne Saunders Hersey.
And you want to be a mayor?
I'm running for mayor.
Why mayor?
Because the mayor should provide a vision, it should be inspiring, and provide leadership.
The what?
The mayor should be inspiring, provide leadership and vision.
You're trying to tell me we never had that for the last 5 years?
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything.
I'm saying I have a different vision for the city that I think is based on what I hear the people say.
Why not run for council first, as a councillor?
Well, I could have.
Oh, why don't run first? What's your name again?
It's on record, Charles.
Corinne? Is it Corinne?
It is.
Corinne. Because I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
You've seen me before. We've seen me lots of times.
Oh, I'm all senile. I don't remember. I got too many. I got the cops involved in my brain, the politicians and all that. People that. Oh, is it the first time you run for political office?
Mm-hmm.
So you have no view on the current so-called mayor?
I think that he hasn't provided the leadership that the city, in the direction that the city wants.
No. Yeah, okay. That's right. Don't they just your journalists supposed to be neutral? Are we supposed to be neutral?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you happen to be overseas and see atrocities, you're not going to be neutral.
Everybody's a journalist these days. Everybody has a Facebook, they're a journalist. They got a Twitter account, they're a journalist.
That's right.
If you come there and say, I'm an Irving employee, well, okay, get out of here. So what are you hearing on have you seen a lot of lawn sign like you just put Michael Bryan?
I have. I mean, I think everybody's getting them out now. You know, I know that
a month before the election.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is really the best. Really, when we've only had a chance with the weather, right? And,
yeah.
And I don't have my mask on talking to you, so I guess I should.
Oh, it's all right. I got my mask.
But you stopped my car, so but I will put it on, Charles.
I did turn around and I hijacked you. I caught you off guard.
You did, yes.
And it's terrible.
That's okay.
That's all right. So the policy, Green City developers are going to continue to cut trees. I'm tired. I'm very tired. You see the dog? He's falling asleep too. But what we got to change? What are we supposed to change here?
We have to start looking after people and not thinking that every person is a tax dollar, and that you have to increase the size of the city just because you need a bigger tax base. I don't think that there should be pop-up apartments everywhere because they don't provide affordable housing. They don't create community. They create their own housing crisis, really, because you have middle to upper income apartments and condos everywhere, and people can't afford them.
What about the issue of crystal meth?
It's a big problem. I go out at night with Pastor Steve from Brunswick Street Baptist. I've gone out with him, and I've gone out with Brian Jordan, who goes out at night. I know about what happens.
What they do?
They take food and they wash. Actually, Brian and his wife wash the blankets and clean them for people in the tents. Take them back to them nice and dry. They provide food and water.
Is that the right way to do it? To give them clothes, give them food, give them
Yeah,
water?
they're human beings.
Yeah, but it's different. It's different than the drunks. And the drunks 20 years ago, 10 years ago, you know, like George Pierce, remember him? Anyway, the soup kitchen.
George Pierce was my French teacher.
And he was good. And he said what he wanted was a dry shelter for the drunks. And that's people say, you can't help the drunks. What are you talking about? Dry shelter for them.
Well,
When it's night, it's cold during the wintertime, they could go in and have a drink. Now here, sort of like peaceful people in Crystal Met, they want to treat them.
No, the shelter has a very strong policy.
Oh yeah.
Right, the shelter has a very strict policy, and that's why there are people on the street, is because they won't abide, but you know, they're
They won't,
addicted,
yeah.
and you really need those wraparound services and the step services, which the shelter and John Howard really provide.
Yeah.
But not everybody's at that place yet.
It's
So the people in tents, you can't just leave them there.
It's sort of a provincial issue anyway, but it's a human issue.
No,
but-
it's a human issue.
Yeah.
It's not a provincial issue.
Yeah.
And if the province won't look after it, then we have to. You know, every person is born. You know, when we look at babies and we go, oh, I wonder what they're going to be. You know, I wonder what they're going to do. Isn't it wonderful? And then it could be my kid on the street. It could be your kid on the street. And they still have the same potential. And so we can't just write everybody off.
As
Yes?
mayor, as mayor, would you turn around? Have you already been to city council?
What do you mean?
Have you been in city council? Have you been inside city hall when they have council meetings? Have you been there?
Oh, yes.
You know what really pissed me off? A lot of things pissed me off. You know what really pissed me off?
What, Charles?
Is when you make a presentation to council and everybody is looking at their laptop. Why are they doing that for?
Because they're not listening.
So isn't that
It's just-
rude?
It's just tokenism.
So as mayor, would you tell them to put the goddamn laptop shutter
Well, I'll
down?
tell you, I believe, and I've got this on my website and on my social media, that I don't think we should use City Hall for meetings.
No?
I think the meetings need to be in the wards. There's 12 months of the year. There's 12 wards. We go to a seniors care center. We go to universities. We go to high schools. We go to town halls. And the councillors should have to have a meeting in their wards also every month. So then you would have 2 meetings in at least 1 ward a month. We should be going to the people, not having them try to tune in on to Rogers TV.
Rogers TV, who watches that?
No, but I mean, if somebody wants
I know
to
what you
watch,
mean.
yeah,
I know,
if somebody
I know, I
wants
know,
to
I
watch a council meeting, right, they have to watch
Yeah.
it through Rogers or the city website. But it takes a while for the minutes to get up, and you know, I just, that's part of democratic citizenship, right? Is we go into the wards, and the Indigenous community, St. Mary, should always have a seat at the table. We shouldn't be asking them if they want to sit on a standing committee or if they want to do this or that. Like, it's really, I think, a slap in the face to not allow them to say, we're not allowing you to have a seat at the table. If they would like to and they invite us to their place, then we go.
Have you been to Carlton Park?
Yeah, I go all the time.
All the time? What do you think of Carlton Park?
I think Carlton Park doesn't get as much money as it should.
Have you been there at night?
No.
You never been to Carlton Park at night? The beautiful view of the city
Well,
across?
I have gone in my car, but I don't walk it.
No, at night. Park
Yeah,
the car
yeah,
and look at the beautiful city
Yeah.
at night. We had a portable washroom there for 6 years. 6 years. 6 years. And
I know, but I took
they took it out. They said anybody wants to have a piss or shit, go at Picker Rooms. The Picker Room closed at 11 o'clock. You have elders there. I just seen them, whole bunch of elders under a tree enjoying it. And then they got to go home because they can't go at Picker Rooms too far. Will you put that portable washroom back there?
we need actually, there should be washrooms, proper washrooms, where we have parks. That's what, you know, Fredericton wants to be this wonderful, great city, City Hall, bring people in, build more apartments, build more condos, but we're not providing places for them to be.
Wrong answer. Because if you have washroom, that's where all the druggies will go.
it doesn't happen in other cities.
Officers swear that's why they had to shut her down.
Well, they shut it down for another reason, I believe.
Yeah, that's true. But then,
That's true. You just said that's true.
Yeah, there's other reasons. Trust me.
I tell you too, Charles, one of the things that I think is the problem is people are not allowed to have any autonomy. City Hall makes all the decisions.
Yeah.
And so people don't take care of it. If you have people allow people to build a washroom, then they will look after it. If the communities have some autonomy, then they'll make sure that that the communities are looked after.
People don't get involved because people they're all Charles LeBlanc. They're all me. They've got their own little Facebook, and they say, "Oh, there's my opinion on my Facebook," and that's good enough. And then they're too stoned to go out because the sun hurts their eyes. So people don't get involved in it anymore. They don't.
I think people would be very involved if they felt their voices were heard.
You expect a big youth turnout?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there was like 33% last election, 33 or 37%. But a lot of the wards were acclimated.
Yeah.
So they weren't going to go out and vote for the mayor between Mike and Brad because there really wasn't much difference. I supported Mike the last time.
Me too.
But,
I supported Mike, and then I realized that Mike was a different. Never mind. I want to get going. But he's an elitist. The job went over his head. So like I told Kate, she's elected mayor, I'm going to go, if I said officers, I said Carlton Park, if she want her issues, and if she don't, I don't want to be known as a male chauvinist pig. So if you're mayor, I treat you equally like the rest of the boys, right?
Well, I'll tell you, Charles, maybe it's my age.
How old are you? Can I ask?
67.
You're 67? Wow, what's your secret? You're 67?
I'm 67.
Wow, well, that's good. Yeah, so what's this about me, a male chauvinist pig? So I gotta...
I don't think it's so much male chauvinist pig. I think there's a patriarchal system that is also a white system that, white women have not been inclusive of women of color. So, and we have come to that realization, that we need to be broader and step it up. A white women's council is not going to be diverse, right? No. It's no more diverse than a white men's council. So I would like to see men and women, but I would also like to see people of color in our Indigenous population. And I know Josh Paul is running, and I would love to see an Indigenous person in. I'd
like to see a whole bunch of Elsie Waynes in there.
Elsie would turn things around, wouldn't she?
Huh?
Yeah.
But you don't have that. I mean, there's not one single councillor that spoke up against this idiot mayor. Not one. Not one said something. In St. John, Albert Vinson and Bob Lockhart, Elsie Wayne, those were the days that councillors weren't happy. They speak up. Yeah. How come everybody's quiet here? Bunch of snobs, or?
I don't think it's snobbery. I think there's a collective mindset. Like I've watched all the city council meetings for the last 2 years.
You have?
Yeah.
You need a life.
Well, I record them and then I watch them when I'm ironing or something like that.
Oh my God.
I do still iron, or when I'm baking.
Just listen to him. I'd like to welcome the audience from Rogers who would like to unsaid.
I don't like to watch them, but I want to know why. The thing is, even when you watch them, you don't know what's going on. Right?
No.
Because everything's first and second reading. This is bylaw such and such, and this easement's gone by, and then we're going into third reading, and it's only been in the last 4 or 5 months when there's actually been much discussion around the table, and that's political, I think.
And there is going to be a lot of bylaws we're going to see that was new that said, when did this pass? Oh, that was in the year 2020, and nobody's paying attention to council.
No.
I asked a councillor, who do you think listens to council meeting? Rogers. He says, Andrew, and what's their name? The couple that's always upstairs. They always watch. They always sit at City Hall. And Brad Bond, and administration. That's it. Nobody watches.
No. So,
like you said, third reading, second reading, third reading.
But that, even if they watch, they wouldn't know what's going on.
Exactly, you're 100% right.
Because it's like they read these off of their tablets, right? They do have their tablets to follow the agenda and what's going on and those sorts of things, but they should not be able to look at them when people are speaking. But they do have this weird sort of thing where there is a collective mindset, I think. And, of course, I'm running because I'm frustrated with the current council.
Who is it?
If I thought Kate was any different than Mike, then I wouldn't.
You don't think there's a difference? There's a difference between Kate and Mike?
People just need to look back and see how she's voted. Right? So what she has supported and what she hasn't supported. I do think there's a difference because I think she will jump on the projects that have been sitting still, and she'll get those, running quicker. But they're the projects that I don't think should go ahead as they are.
She told me that if she wins, I'll be in the office the first time in 6 years, interview her, and if she changes like that idiot did, it's not going to be pretty. I mean, I could go after her, no problem. But, that's, I think she better not be too much like the old Mike or whatever.
Well, I think my platform is very different. I want to feed people. I'm behind. I put gardens in for people, and I started the garden at the Salvation Army.
Oh, did you?
For seniors.
What did you do anyway? Where you
I
work?
teach at St. Thomas.
Oh, that's why you're so sweet. You got lots of patience. Lots of patience. So you're a teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, St. Thomas. Okay. Yeah. So I'm tired. That's right.
And I teach sociology, so, and I've traveled and I've presented papers and started gardens in other places. And my interest is on farming, like therapy farming for military in transition or for seniors who need gardening, farming sort of therapy. Also food. The food banks are going through the roof, the usage. And so we grew over 1,100 pounds of food last year and gave it away, just in the Salvation Army Garden.
Really? Where's that now?
It's right up on St. Mary's Street, right behind the church.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I taught at Hayes Farm. And I do think that the NBX grounds should be an agricultural teaching center.
That's what's supposed to be.
A horse therapy center, an animal therapy center, and then development that is a community development where we have intergenerational, where we have seniors and we have multicultural, and we have all different ages, and we make it, this amazing, fantastic center.
So you must have been disappointed when Corona came. You were all ready to go for the election last year?
Well, I was, and at that time, Kate wasn't going to run.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but I expect she saw things through this year. And
you against Mike O'Brien, but nobody else. I wonder what would have happened there. I mean, I would have voted for you, guarantee. I wanted him to run, DOG. I wanted him to run for mayor. See, he's ready to go. See, look, all ready to.
He's current lab.
Oh yes, you think? Rottweiler, everything's a mutt, right? What's your website?
CorinneForMayor.com.
CorinneForMayor.com. Did I miss anything?
This is so that's my website and my Facebook page.
Good.
And this sticks on your fridge, and it's a bookmark. Would you like it?
Oh yeah, I'll bring it and put it on the fridge. For anyway, my 5 viewers, I hope. I wonder how many are still watching this now. Like I said, my 5 viewers enjoying this. Okay.
So, and also my information's on my sign.
Yeah, I see it. There we go.
But we have met before, John.